We are Launchpad Toys, and we're building digital Legos, kind of tools and toys that enable parents and kids to create their own stories together. Sort of similar in philosophy to what David Sifio was talking about earlier, but without all the plastic, and we do it for touchscreens instead. We like to think of them as toys and tools that empower kids to create and learn and share their ideas with friends and family all around the world through play, much like you might play with Legos or action figures or dolls or something like that as a kid. And kids at heart, too, not just kids. Our first app, which we launched last year, is called Toontastic. It's a storytelling and animation tool. We call it a creative learning tool for the iPad. It enables kids to draw and animate and narrate their own cartoons and then share them online with friends and family around the world. Toontastic, it's kind of like a big digital puppet theater, if you want to think of it that way. And it's done really well. Kids are creating 300,000 cartoons every single month on Toontastic. And last year, the New York Times named it one of the top 10 iPad apps of 2011. We built the app in partnership with the School of Education at Stanford and the Children's Creativity Museum up in San Francisco to bridge the gap between creative play and creative writing. You tell stories through play, but you can never capture those stories. So we wanted to build toys and tools that have record buttons that enable kids to share their ideas with other people. And let me make sure the volume's up there. And when you create the cartoon, also to be able to upload it online to our global storytelling network called ToonTube. Because we believe that kids should be learning not just through social studies textbooks, but through the stories of other kids just like them all around the world. Here are a couple of our favorite cartoons that have gone up in the last year or so.
The dragon and the prince are going to fight.
One of the things that we love about Toontastic is it's what the toy industry would call a grow with me toy. So it's simple enough for a 5-year-old to create an animation, but it's also powerful enough for a 12-year-old to build their own mini TV network. And so you can see the range of content here as the kids get a little bit older, starting with our classic toys and then drawing their own, making all the way up to Nickelodeon clones. But this funny thing happens when kids turn about 13. We see this drop, serendipitous drop in cartoons being created. And at first we kind of wrote it off and we said, well, you know, teenagers, they're just a little too cool for our play and they're just a little too cool for storytelling. And then we started talking to them and we learned something. We learned that teenagers, the 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, they're not too cool for play. They're actually really excited about play. And they're not too cool for storytelling. It's just that their storytelling takes a different format. They're not stories in the traditional sense. They're messages. And the characters that they use in their stories aren't pirates and princesses like we were offering. They're actually their friends. So we decided to build an entirely new app. And we're launching it next week. It's called MonkeyGram. And it's a messaging platform for teenagers and kids at heart, like all of you in the room, to create and share your own cartoons in the form of messages and send them out directly via Facebook, via Twitter, text message, and email. Oh. I'm going to back it up for a second here, and I'm going to give you a quick demo. So actually, can I ask one of you guys to come up and make a cartoon with me? Is that cool? Yeah, please. Here, you can have this seat. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to pick our postcard. So we got some postcard, we got some cowboys, and road trip, and no, we don't. Zombies. How do you feel about zombies? Good. Good stuff. All right, so after we get our postcard, we're going to select a greeting for our postcard. World's best dad? No, probably not. How about brains? Does that sound about right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now we got a bunch of characters here. We can kind of move them around on screen, just like you would like an action figure or something like that. So you can kind of do that, and you can move your arms and stuff. And you can move this one. You want to try and move one of the characters? I'll get this guy. Brrr. Yeah, okay, let's do that. All right, so we're actually going to make this guy a little more fun here. Give me a good face. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, nice. All right. So we got a giant zombie slayer here, and then I'm going to be a zombie, and then this woman's going to be like a flying vampire or something like that. All right, sound good? Now we're going to hit the start button here, and it's going to record everything that we do. Okay, just like moving the characters around, it's going to record our voice. Have at it. Tell your story. Come on, you can be louder than that. Brains.
Mommy,
What is it? How can I help you?
this guy, please.
Welcome to MonkeyGram. All right, I'm going to stop there.
Mommy,
What is it? How can I help you?
hit this guy, please.
Those are some good sound effects. Nice work. All right, so our next step after we've made the animations, we're going to pick some music. And we have all sorts of different types of music to go with. Mystery, you think that's a good fit? Birthday, that's kind of boring, right? Fairy tale, comedy, drama. How about thriller? Yeah, okay. All right. And then we're going to flip it over, and we can type in our own message there, or we can use the one that's already there. Brains. And for time's sake, they've got a timer here. They've got a big hook. They're going to pull me off, so we'll just use that one. And then we could post it up online. We could send it on text message, email, that sort of stuff. Cool. Thanks a lot, Martin. Good cartooning. So that's MonkeyGram. It'll be live next week. We're pretty excited about it. The reason we built MonkeyGram is that kids, teenagers specifically, are sending 22,000 text messages every single year. That's 10 days of their life a year that they're spending text messaging. That's 10 days of creative writing opportunity that we're absolutely squandering with emoticons and LOL and OMG and all sorts of ridiculous there. And so we wanted to bridge that. We wanted to provide a tool that enabled kids to write creatively and create cartoons and share their stories through play. And so with MonkeyGram, we're offering this wonderful messaging platform for all of you kids at heart to create and share your own cartoons and post them up online, to take back those 10 days of texting and hopefully spark a little animation, spark a little humor, spark a little playfulness in all of your stories. And again, we're launching it next week. We're really excited to see what happens. Well, if I back it up a little bit, our lesson there was that teenagers aren't too cool for play, that they're not too cool for storytelling. It's just that their storytelling takes a very different format.
Got it.
Thank you.
All right, very good. What do you guys think of MonkeyGram? Well, what did you think of MonkeyGram? Come on up for again. Let me come here. Seriously, what did you think, Martin?
It's fun.
Is that something you would actually use?
Yes.
And who would you send a message to?
I don't know.
How much would you pay for it?
$10.
$10, pretty good. You got to raise your prices. Awesome, well done. Okay, good job. All right, what do you guys think of this creative storytelling? I mean, I felt like it was. I didn't think there was much difference between MonkeyGram and the previous version. Is it just that it's shorter and quicker to do?
So Toontastic is a 10-minute creation experience where you're building a story arc, if you will. So you start with the setup, the conflict, the climax, the resolution.
And this is how many minutes?
And, well, it's not just that. It's you upload it up to a network with Toontastic, and you share your stories with all the kids. MonkeyGram is personal communications. You make it on your phone. You make it in a minute. You send it off to your best friend. It's a playful storytelling tool meets Instagram.
Got it.
Yeah, I love it. My kids play with Toontastic, and so great job. One use case that you might consider is for the parents out there who try and get their kids to send thank you notes to grandma or grandpa. This would be a
very
great
good
way.
idea.
We use
Send a thank
Toontastic
you.
for that as well.
Nice.
To say, tell grandma what you like about the thing. So this would be just spot on because it's much quicker to do, and they can say something personal.
Awesome.
I'm not sure I buy the MonkeyGram thing personally, but I think I'm just too old. I think to me text
Stefan
messaging
is too old, no doubt about that.
yeah.
Too old to play?
I am too old to play. In fact, I'm a grouch.
No, do you think? What do you think? The 13-year-olds are still. It's too comical from text messaging. Not serious enough.
I think I can. Hopefully, I'm wrong. It just to me felt like a little too kiddie and not. And it would take too long to get across an LOL like we see a lot of today. But hopefully I'm.
Have you met 13-year-olds nowadays?
What are you asking me?
I think they're playing World of Warcraft.
True. But I don't think it's that. I think that there's a gap. Well, we're not the right audience. I mean, there's someone who has a question.
Why don't we ask the kids?
Yes, go 13. You tell
Hold on
us
a second.
13-year-old.
Can you pass it back?
Or have a vote as well.
I'm 12.
Right there.
I was wondering, is it possible to put in music from different MP3 files or do custom fonts and messages for MonkeyGram, or is it just a set thing?
Not yet, but it's certainly something we're looking into.
Do you like it? Comparative, would you use it?
He says he definitely would use it.
How about a show of hands from the kids who are in the target range?
With the
Teenagers,
kids,
how many of you guys and gals would use
12
it?
to 15, who would use it?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm raising my hand, but that's
Yeah.
it.
Wow. Awesome. So you must have tested this
Every week.
What's that?
Every week.
Yeah. And so, what's the reaction? Are we correct in looking at it and saying, "Wow, it looks so kiddie," but is it just right? And how do you get that right as a company building apps? How do you get the tone right in terms of the illustration?
So I guess this will be lesson number 2 for us, and it sounds a little sadistic, but we give it to the kids, or the teenagers in this case, for about the right amount of time that we expect it's going to be a full completed experience. And then we pull it away right there at the end. And if the kids are clamoring for it and want it back, then we know we can ship it and we're ready to go. If they're kind of like, I'm not interested, then we know we got to go back a little and get a little more work done.
That is awesome.
You do that actually like in a lab, like in a conference room? You say, play with this for 5 minutes, and then we're going to take it away?
We have an office up in San Francisco, and we positioned it halfway in between a school and the Children's Creativity Museum. And on the weekends, we walk down to the museum and play with the kids. And on the weekdays, we go down to the school and we test in the classrooms.
And you'll literally say, will you play with this for 5 minutes, and then say, after 5 minutes, okay, can I take it back? And then see how much they want it back.
Sounds awful, huh?
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Good testing.
with the question on the MP3s, when a CEO or founder says that's something we're considering, that means it's on the roadmap coming any day now. It's just a literal translation in business speak. Any other feedback?
MonkeyGrams cost money, or are they free?
MonkeyGram is free as an app. You get a bunch of postcards for free when you download the app, and then if you want, you can purchase more postcards. They're kind of like play sets, like you buy action figures or...
So I can buy a theme if I want.
Got it.
Oh, questions over here. Come on up. You guys got to come up here and so the audience can see you. Get you on tape. Okay, don't worry about it. It's just an iPhone.
One that I got a
iPhone
couple
3.
days ago. If MonkeyGram is very successful, can you make like other features or?
Tell me about play sets. What kind of postcards do you think we should throw on there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What characters?
What kind of features you want?
Like vampires, werewolves.
Vampires? Cool.
Like, personally, can you make it for me? And
You and only you.
no, but I was saying if this is successful, are you gonna make another app similar to it?
So our goal is to build what we're calling, well, it sounds a little cliche, but we call it the Adobe Creative Suite for kids. So it's a suite of tools that enables you to create all sorts of different kinds of content. So we started with Toontastic, which is our animation tool. And then we said, wow, this is really cool, and all these people want to play with it, but kind of want it for the phone in a shorter experience, so we built MonkeyGram. And then we got a couple more ideas for animation, and then we're going to move on to video and music and all sorts of stuff.
Can you? Is it on any like website on the computer?
It's not on the computer yet because all of our apps are based on touchscreens.
Okay.
So until there's some really viable touchscreens out there, we'll probably hold off on the computer.
That's the way of him saying he's in Apple's secret NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and he's making it for the new Apple iTV. You know Apple's going to make a television, right?
Don't listen to Jason.
Did you hear that or no?
I
Well,
would
my
have
dad
believed you,
hasn't
Jason, if
told
you said
me
Windows
because
8.
Jason's actually going to
Dad
use it as
hasn't
a
told
source
me.
to confirm.
Your dad works at Apple?
he doesn't work at Apple, but he works with Apple.
So your dad has inside information? Really?
Dude,
So your dad is...
What features does the iPhone 5 have?
Yeah, what does the iPhone 5
Is it
look
liquid
like?
metal?
What did your dad say about iPhone 5?
Oh, he knows.
I think it's a triangle.
And a triangle.
You heard it here first.
Okay, very good. All right.